Hey
everyone,
guys!
welcome back to the 2030 podcast, a show hosted by someone in their 20s,
And someone in their 30s.
where we talk about life, relationships, purpose, and growth from the perspective of a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old.
Because what makes sense at 20 can look very different when you're 30. I'm Jane.
And I'm Sky. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about masculinity versus femininity. Here we go. This is 2030.
Alright, Sky. So I had a conversation recently, right? And it made me realize I don't really know what people are expecting from men and women anymore. Right? So I think the dynamic has shifted. And I think the roles has also sort of changed a little bit
lot,
between men and female, right? So bridging back to this topic, right? So what have you been noticing lately about how men and women show up in relationship nowadays?
Gender has been very progressive lately, I feel. Right?
Yes.
Like compared to how it was traditionally and where it is now, the world has shifted so much. There has been, I won't touch too much on this, might be a bit sensitive, but gender has been a big topic, a lot of changes. There's suddenly got non-binary lah, got they, them, his, hers.
Slash.
Yeah, slash, all this. I don't fully get it, but at the same time, I haven't really understood and learned about it. I think it's more about the roles and the job desk of a gender. I think it has shifted so much to become more fluid. Back then, traditionally, and I think even me, even though I'm still quite young, but I still get that traditional way of thinking of the man is usually the more dominant one, the leader of the house, the breadwinner. The girl is usually someone who nurtures, just cook food for kids, wash clothes, clean up the house, and things like that. I feel like right now in the current generation, that's no longer a must anymore. I don't
Agree.
know about you, but
Agree.
especially with like women rights, female rights, and all of those things, gender equality. It's a topic that has been running a lot, especially in Europe, in Western countries. But I think it's already developing here in Malaysia as well. I think it is quite different already, where right now I see a lot of women carrying the position or the role of a man traditionally. They're the one who works. Someone like you, maybe? You're a career woman, you work hard, you take care of your whole family. It's a lot more different right now, I would say. What do you think in your 30s?
I would say yes. Things has definitely evolved and changed throughout, and like I think in our previous episodes we talk about whether is it okay for female to ask a guy out and things like that, right? So I think in my personal experience right now nowadays, girls are more dominant. Girls are more dominant. They know what they want and they're very clear about it, right? And in the topic of femininity and masculinity, I think generally, if you could think about it, if there's an environment or a situation that allows a female or myself to be soft, right? Because I don't choose to be hard. I don't choose to have this masculine energy about myself, but it comes, honestly, I believe it comes from a place of trauma. Right? It comes from a place of trauma where you have been in a situation where you had to do everything yourself, right? And you learn that you learn in a hard way that there was no one else that you can count on to rely on to help you with anything. So, and that's where the masculine energy, especially for females like me, came up and stemmed in a way that I had to be resilient. I had to do things my way. I had to do things by myself because there was no one to help me around, right? But of course, naturally, I think in the dynamics of gender, male and female, the guy, like what you mentioned, will always want to be the provider, okay? And the female want to be feminine. But I think why it has shifted nowadays, it has to do with, again, upbringing. Where if just say the upbringing of a guy, right, in a family where the mom or the sister or the whole family was always very acceptable to whatever that person did. It's okay, it's all right. There was no accountability help. And that would actually shape the man that he
will become.
Right? And
I
a
agree
female
with
as
that.
well, right? If they are being taught, you have to do this, you have to do that, it just sort of shaped the mindset, right? So in this modern generation now, how it shaped is, a lot of guys are, don't get me cancelled. Okay, a lot of guys are now shifting towards a little bit of the feminine energy.
A bit gayer.
A bit, not a bit gay lah, in a way that
A bit more
they don't want to,
soft.
they're not leading, they're not having the masculine energy.
Yeah,
And
I
as a
agree.
result of that, the female then have to, like people like me, we have to put on, step into that role because there's no one out there to help me feel and
I get it.
to get into my softer mode.
Understand.
Right? So
Yeah.
so I think it's definitely very apparent right now in this generation. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. Yeah.
Have you heard of the term alpha male, beta
Yes.
male,
Yes.
there's a sigma male? I kind
Yes.
of forgot what is sigma male,
Yeah.
but me personally, right? I don't think that I'm a super masculine person. I think I'm very somewhere in the middle, where there's this quote that says, as a man, there are moments where we need to know when it's time to be a warrior
Yep.
and it's time to be a poet. There are moments where you have to be more harsh and dominant and more alpha male, and there are also times where you need to be more fluid, emotional. You need to be more expressive of how you feel and things like that, right? Me personally, there was a moment in time where I felt I had to be more masculine. I had to be more take lead. I felt that was what was needed, what was expected from a man. But being in a relationship with Gabby, right, I felt like it'll be very hard for us to work together if I was just being an alpha all the time. I have a lot of friends that are much more alpha than me. They're very, very alpha. They're like, oh, girls, you should listen to guys. I'm the masculine one. Just follow me, follow my lead. But they are not fluid and adaptable enough. And I feel like their relationships are not as good as mine right now. Not to judge lah.
Yeah.
But it's very important for us to bring out that feminine nature, compromise lah at a certain point. And I think, yeah, you need to really have a clear balance of a bit of both. What do you think? And what about you? Do you think that you're more of a leaning more to the masculine side or more to the feminine side?
Oh, I'm definitely masculine. I had so many friends call me and they're like, why are you so ganas? In a way, right? But I think in a sense where I think the environment that we're in, we get to choose, right? And the people that we're with, we get to choose. So
Yeah.
I had, in an instance where I'm a very independent person. So I like to do things fast. I need things to be in control.
Yes.
To just check things off the list in a sense, right? So for me, at this point of stage right now, I'm very much in my masculine nature,
Right now.
but I hate it.
Okay.
I really, I don't like it in a way, but I'm only my masculine because I don't have a choice, right? Someone needs to step up, someone needs to wear the pants, someone needs to decide, someone needs to get things done, right? But given in any other nature, I actually crave to be in my feminine state. I had this experience before, in a sense where I was with a friend,
Okay.
in a sense where he made me feel, he got me into my feminine state where I didn't have to think like something really simple like parking. I didn't need to remember where I parked, I was just being led, right? And I found myself like giggling and being giddy in a way where he took care of things. He took care of things and he's like, I've got it
You
handled.
felt safe.
I felt safe.
secure.
I felt secure. I didn't need to use my brains to think, right? So then I was like, okay, this is nice, right? So I think, like at this stage, I'm very masculine because I have to be. But given a choice, I would very much like to be in my feminine state. So I mean, I've seen before as well, like girl bosses, right? They girl boss at work all the time.
Whoa, very
You know,
cool.
the CEOs and dominance. But when they go back to their partners, they turn into this most feminine, soft versions of themselves because the situation and the partnership allows them to be. So like I agree with you in a sense where you can pick and choose
Yeah.
when you need to be depending on the environment that
Yes.
you're in. Yeah.
I agree. But do you think that genders should stay, like what they're supposed to be? Like we always feel like men, they should be masculine. Women, they should be more feminine. Do you think it should stay that way?
Yes, I do. I mean, I mean, it is there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like males, you guys are driven by testosterone, right? The whole
Yeah.
testosterone. So that what makes you a man,
Yeah.
in a way. Females are more nurturing because we have more estrogen, right?
Yeah.
Which makes us more nurturing, more caring, more empathetic, that softer side, right? So it's really embedded in our DNA,
Yeah.
right? So yes, absolutely, in a sense where a guy should always be the masculine one, because then as females, then that's where we feel soft. So I mean, we talked about previous episode about females wanting to feel soft, wanting to feel safe in a relationship. So this is exactly what it means, having someone to take the lead. And it's very sexy. It's very,
Very sexy.
very sexy for females. I find it very sexy if someone tells me like, "Hey, I'll take care of it." I'm like, "Ooh, yes,
Ooh.
yes," right, in a way. So yes, I absolutely agree. Men should be alpha, and females could be the beta, but again, depending on situations.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Can a lot of females accept that though? Like, because I do know a few people, a few women, they don't like to, how do you say this? They don't like to kind of bow down and kind of like honor their spouse or honor their partner. Because automatically when you say alpha and beta, there is a stronger one and there is a gentler one, not to say weaker lah, yeah. But there's a head, there's someone that's maybe second in command and things like that. Not a lot of girls are okay with that. There are some friends I know that they feel like shouldn't be like that.
I agree.
What do you think?
I agree, because just a couple of days ago, I was watching this TikTok video by Tony Robbins. Do you know Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins, yeah.
Yeah. So he was giving a speech about how guys and girls are very different, right? So female be like, "I want you to take the lead." So when guys take the lead, and the female be like, "Don't tell me what to do."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it is that way. But I think why we do it in a sense where, because you didn't get it right. In a way, female, because there are certain ways we want to do some stuff. But then again, I think compromise is very important lah, right? So as much as there is a certain way of you wanting to do things, and there's a certain way of how she would like things to be done, but the compromise is important. This is where I learned. Where this is where we say like the female wants to be led, but when a guy steps up, then they will go, but like, "No, don't tell me what to do. I've got it handled." That kind of thing, right? So there would always be that situation, right? Or when the guy tries to do something. So examples, right? Like when you do laundry, for example, right? And then you do laundry for you and Gabby, and then she comes in and it's like, "Oh, you did it wrong. But you did it in your way."
In my way, correct.
Right? So, but that's where, if there's no compromise in a way, the sense, I'm not saying Gabby, but I think hypothetically a situation, right? Then it could be like, at the end of the day, what is the goal? Are you achieving that? How you get that in between, just close eye. It may not be what she wants, but in order to make it more successful or make it have a peaceful environment, then I think give and take. Right? So no matter what, I think what irks us women is the time when you ask someone to do something, female want now. But male be like, whenever I want to, or whenever that feels right for them, right? So as long as the trust needs to be there, and also, so the female needs to trust, and the guy needs to honor his words as well. Not to say I'll do it, but not I'll do it 1 year later, or not I'll do it tomorrow, but within the acceptable time frame.
Understand. Is there any specific? Okay, I'll tell you a story just so you can understand the context. This was, but this is quite personal. But I think it's okay. It should be okay. I don't usually do dishes.
Okay.
When Gabby is not around, or when when it's just me, I don't usually do the dishes. I have someone else do it for me, right? But whenever Gabby is around, I would do the dishes sometimes. So we would do it together. There are specific things that I would do, and she would do other things. And I got this feedback from my mom. She was like, "Hey, next time wash dish, just let Gabby to do lah. This kind of thing is for your wife to do, for girls to do." And then a few days later, I was watching TikTok, and there's this TikTok that said like, there's this girl showing up 5 things that I would never, never, never let my husband do. And then she'll say, number 1, folding the laundry. Like looking at my husband folding the laundry, doing the laundry, it's such a big turn off. I will never do that. 2nd, doing the dishes. 3rd, vacuuming the floor and things like that. You want to go and throw the trash, it's okay. It's still okay. But these sorts of things, just leave it. Let me do it for you. Yeah, things like that. So are there like specific, what do you think? Is there a rule for this? Is there a particular reason why they shouldn't do this? Another one, this one, quite unpopular opinion. I'm not sure if there's some guys that do this. You know how girls, they wear their handbag?
Yeah. The guy will hold
The guy will hold for her. And that's always the guy. They don't hold it in a masculine way. They don't hold it.
They carry it.
You get what I mean?
Yes.
So there are like specific few things wherein some people might feel like, oh, it is providing. We are, we're making you feel safe. We're being there for you, holding your back for you and things like that. But in a certain way, there are some people who also don't agree with that.
I don't agree with her.
What do you think?
I don't agree with her because I think at this point of time where it's a dual income household.
Exactly.
Majority, right? So if you're doing another 5, she's also doing another 5.
Yeah.
Same amount of time that is spent outside of the home.
Yeah.
Right? So if the traditional mindset is where she comes home, she's got to cook, she's got to do laundry, and the guy gets to sit down, put his sticks up, have a can of beer, watch football, watch sports or whatever while she does everything, then it's not fair. Right? And at the end of the day, she would end up with feeling resentment. Because at the end of the day, if you look at it realistically, she's also paying for half the bills, I would say. I mean, hypothetically, she's paying half the bills. She's the amount of effort, time out of the house is the same. Paying the bills is also 50-50, right? So why shouldn't household chores also be 50-50? Right? So if imagine everything 100% onto her and the guy does nothing, then where would she have the energy then to provide to you, right? To be the nurturing partner and wife that she can be? Because at the end of the day, tired already, what?
Yeah.
Tired already, like go home already, like after you shower, you don't want to do anything. But if in a situation where if you both come home, maybe she cooks or maybe you cook, she does the dishes, for example. Like we share the load, right?
Yeah.
So if she puts the laundry, maybe you fold it together. So the amount of time spent doing the household chores is lessened and you are both less tired, then you will have more time to spend with each other, right? And then that I would say it will be a healthy relationship. So I don't agree where they say, unless the guy brings home the bacon, she doesn't have to work, right? She's a homemaker, that's her role.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, statistics says that if you're a homemaker, if you say you're a stay-at-home mom, it's unpaid labor. The amount of energy spent taking care of kids, taking care of household versus...
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. So if you ask me whether to be a full-time housewife or go work a 9 to 5, I would honestly choose a 9 to 5. Because dealing with kids mentally and dealing with adults at work is completely a different ball game. So I don't agree that with that TikTok girl who said that I would not lose respect. In fact, I would respect my partner even more if he vacuums the floor, helps me do laundry or dishes, because that shows that he appreciates and he shares the burden of the household chores because it's our home.
Yeah.
Right? It's our home. It's your laundry too. If I got to fold your underwear, you fold my underwear. That kind of thing. So he's sharing a lot. In fact, I would respect him even more. I won't see him as anything that is feminine or whatnot.
Understand. Okay. What do you think makes someone attractive for you right now in your 30s?
I think again it goes back down to attitude.
Yeah.
It goes back down to attitude. It's good. And having masculine energy is sexy and attractive. I would say definitely. Having him say, "I'll take care of it," and actually taking care of it, right? And able to take off that mental load off me, that is very, very attractive. But not to a point where ego takes place.
Okay.
I know some guys or some men can be very egoistic where I'm right and no matter what, I'm right. Right? But there's no way to discuss or compromise or whatnot. I shouldn't be doing this because I'm doing this, but realistically, is it fair or not? in that sense, right? So, I think having what makes me attractive is still having a man saying that, I'll handle it, I'll take care of your needs, and also being able to be soft at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So I think we spoke about this at one point of time where men are naturally problem solvers. Okay,
More logical.
and more logical, more problem solving, and female we tend to sit into our problems. And then we see the problems and we talk, and then we just need to talk it out sometimes. We just need to vent and an avenue to vent, right? So in my experience, female like to vent. Do we know the solution? Yes, we do. But sometimes we're still the lulu. We're still in denial, but we just want to mask in that emotions of our state that we're in and just vent out all our frustrations, like vomit everything out and feel good, right? But for men, naturally problem solvers. They come in and tell you what you should do, but that will annoy the female. In a way that be like, we don't need your solution. So I think the best way it could be like, okay, so what do you need me here? You need me to listen to you, you need the solution, or you just need me to sit with you in a sense. So yeah, I think it's choosing when to switch on that masculine energy and when to switch it off. I think that's where it comes into situations.
Understand.
What about you? What do you? So we talk about masculine energy. So what does feminine energy mean to you?
Feminine energy mean to me. Wow.
So what should a female?
Okay, I definitely. This is at least how I've been working through it in my relationship. You're right. Men are usually more logical. We are more problem solvers, but women, I feel like, at least Gabby, she keeps me in touch with how I'm actually feeling sometimes. She makes me feel enough. Yeah, feminine energy, I feel, is more emotional. We are more grounded and we are more empathetic. We are more understanding sometimes and things like that. For me, it's very attractive when I just feel like you're there for me, regardless of what I achieve or don't. Yeah. Feminine energy is being there to nurture you. I am very lucky to have grown up with really loving parents. My mom, I think, is a very big role model to me, and she really shaped my taste in women. I would say, how I want my wife to be, my future wife to be, and things like that. And looking at my mom, she is someone who she respects my dad a lot. My dad is exactly like what you mentioned. He's an alpha. I think that, I'm not sure if he's going to listen to this, but he is someone that rarely accepts when he is wrong. He's always right. He's always right even when he's wrong.
That could be difficult.
But I look up to him. He's a really good guy. But in terms of their dynamic between the both of them, my mom, she's the type who just doesn't mind humbling down herself sometimes because she loves my dad. And I don't know how, but with that dynamic, my dad learns from my mom's response. He would gather where he makes mistakes, because I feel guys, they have that ego, including myself. Yeah, the worst feeling ever is getting critiqued by your partner in front of other men. That's the worst feeling ever. Even privately, sometimes it's tough to accept. But feminine energy is, I think, like what my mom has been doing, just maybe being more emotional and helping us as men to think more emotionally as well. For me, we're very hard on ourselves at certain times. We feel that pressure, we feel that doubt. But what Gabby's energy has always given to me is it's okay. I'm here to take care of you. I'm here to nurture you. Whatever it is, we'll get through it together. As long as we have each other. I don't know. I think that's what I see as feminine energy. Just being a little bit more soft, manja. She's very manja, to be honest. But it works. I feel it works. Sometimes we like our partners to be a bit manja so that we know that I'm doing a good job providing for you.
Speaking of which came up into my mind, right? So you talk about manja and things like, would it be like, for example, me being very in my masculine energy and I'm very independent?
Oh, very good question.
I solve things by myself, right? I can do shit. So I would then always challenge the guys, right? In the sense of if I can, I'm able to take care of myself, right? What can you give me instead? So I always usually challenge people in that way, which can be a little bit like not so nice towards guys. So you say challenging the ego, right? So my question would be: is it a turnoff for guys, to having to date someone who's in their female in a very masculine energy? Is it very turnoff? In a sense where they find that okay, it's very potong she's so independent. Is it a turn off?
I hope this doesn't offend you.
Oh no.
But yeah.
It does,
I do
right?
think that it scares men away.
Why
a
though?
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So I'm just intrigued to know why.
I feel like there is that fear of not being able to live up to you. Maybe there might be that sense of competitiveness, and men, a part of their ego, a part of their pride is being able to provide. And when they feel like their partner is already so independent, might be even more independent than them, it scares them away sometimes, right? But I feel like it could be a bit different. For me, I think it's not to say independent lah, but I want a partner with a goal, with goals, with a vision. It doesn't matter if you're still a bit dependent, it's okay. But I want you to know what you want in life. I want you to look forward to life. That's all.
But still be manja lah.
Still be manja. I'm very okay one, but
Okay.
just not too much. You got to find a middle ground lah.
Middle ground.
Yeah, but I think it's different for your age. Yeah, I think I'm not sure how guys around your age would think about that. But for me personally, looking at a girl that is like very influencer, they own a business, they own what, I would be a little bit intimidated.
Yeah.
Intimidated. But I'm not sure. I've never been in a relationship like that. So
Yeah, no. So it's interesting because it's happening. And it's very frequent nowadays where I have a lot of females who are friends who are very independent, right? And they have trouble dating as well. In a sense where because they speak their mind, they know what they want, and they can provide to themselves, right? So it's and men just some men, I think I'm not again. It's hard for them to date because perhaps like what you say, it's hard to live up to expectation. It's ego involved. They don't want to feel smaller than the female. All right, okay. So I think to wrap things up, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that the idea of modern equality between male and female is helping relationships, or is it complicating it?
I think there's always a solution to every problem. Every relationship is not one size fits all. Every relationship is different. Therefore, the challenges will be different. The solutions have to be different. And people come from very different backgrounds, like you, right? You I would say, just like what you say, you're very garang, very ganas, more masculine. Therefore, perhaps there is a jigsaw puzzle that would need to be a bit more unique to fit you. Get what I mean? And for me as well, right? So I do think that this modern equality within gender, it's more complex, but I think it can still work. It's just we need to find the right solution to every single relationship. How you want to compromise, that's the word, right? How do you want to compromise when you need to kick in your alpha energy, when you need to kick in your beta energy, and you work together, the both of you. Communication, right? But at the same time, also comprehension. What we previously talked about was, it's not enough for you to just communicate with one another. It's a waste of time if, let's say, Jane, I'm unhappy lah. You always do this. You always come home from I always come home from work. I expect you to cook for me. You never cook for me. And I communicate.
Yep.
And let's say it doesn't matter even if you apologize. Oh yeah, I'm sorry for that. It doesn't matter if there is no comprehension and you don't
got no
change.
action after that.
Yeah, got no action. Like just the words without execution, it doesn't matter, right? And I feel a lot of relationships right now are going through that.
Yep.
They think that communication is everything, but they forgot to comprehend what each other are feeling. So just, I think love at the end is all about, the word love is sacrifice, I would say. you love someone when it hurts you, but you still want to help them.
Yep.
It makes you rugi. Yeah. It wastes your time, or it hurts your feelings, or it wastes your energy, but you still want to do it for them because you love them so much, you care for them, right? I think that's equality. Equality is that, yeah, for you to compromise, to sacrifice your energy, sacrifice your care for one another, even though it's not easy. Sometimes one person has to give only 30, they can only give 30, but the other person needs to give that 70 back. Sometimes it's even 1% only, the other person needs to give 99, but you need to carry each other lah. So I think that's modern equality in gender. I think it can still work. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's just more complex.
Yes.
Definitely more
Complicated.
complex, yeah. But we're evolving lah. With our evolvement, there's new challenges we need to face, new solutions that we can find. But all I know is that as long as it comes in a place of love, we'll get to a better place together. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it's the roles have definitely evolved. Roles have definitely evolved. I say it has complicated things a little bit because I think we're in between where knowing what's normal, understanding what's normal, our beliefs that we're growing up, and also adapting to the current situation where the roles have actually sort of shifted in a way. So again, it comes back down to finding that jigsaw. I think finding that jigsaw for you that's able to match, your level of intensity, your and draw out that specific femininity or masculine energy in you. So, for example, like a girl who's able to, support you and nurture you and care for you, and then that's where you become most masculine, right? And for female is if we're being taken care of, our needs are being taken care of, we are being heard, and we feel safe in a relationship, and that's where it will draw out more femininity in that sense. So I think it definitely complicates it because we're at the stage of in between. But I think with right comprehension and right understanding, it would definitely be better. So,
we hope we can understand each other. And I think I learned a lot from you, to be honest. Like, even outside of the conversations in this podcast, there are a lot of moments where I talk to Jane about love, about relationships, and a lot of things that I apply into my relationship as well. As men, we need to understand the other gender lah. We must understand women sometimes like that lah.
Correct.
Women sometimes need to understand men like that lah. Right?
And one marital advice to you.
Oof.
Wife is always correct. Okay?
Yeah, your wife is always right. Rule number one.
Rule number one,
right.
Gabby, I got you.
Rule number two. If women is wrong, read rule number one again.
Correct. Agree. So whatever it says, a lot of them just say, listen to your wife.
Exactly. Correct. Thanks so much, guys, for still tuning in with us and listening to our podcast.
If you have
See
any
you guys.
questions, if you have any questions that you want, or anything you want us to talk about, please drop us in the DMs, and we're happy to answer if there's anything.
There's much more interesting topics that we can talk about.
Yes.
Talk about a lot of things like relationships, work, masculinity. What's next?
And how different the generations are, right? So
See you guys again next time. Stay tuned. See you again at
Bye,
2030.
guys.
Bye-bye.